And welcome in, everybody. Glad you're with us. Major League Baseball on tap. It's the Toronto Blue Jays going up against the Kansas City Royals. Joined by my partner, Chris Singleton, I'm John Shambi. So the Toronto Blue Jays come into Game 4 of this series with a chance to sweep. That's something that's not easy to do at this level against any opponent, Chris.
Well, you know these guys are feeling really good showing up to the ballpark today. Warm-ups, batting practice, everyone's smiling, bouncing around, and they don't want to change anything that's helped get them the wins in the first 3 games. A big opportunity today, and they'll try to keep those positive vibes going.
All right, we'll be back to get this one started after this. Just about to get started. And starting this one, Zack Greinke. Lots of punch-outs, a real strikeout artist, Singy.
He's racked up over 2,000 strikeouts in his career. He's such a competitor out in the mound. So fun to watch him work. I'm excited for this one.
Ready to go now, and here is Whit Merrifield.
Toronto, the second baseman, Whit Merrifield.
The wind and the pitch. That misses the zone, and with that, we're underway in Kansas City. Bounce to the left side. Tosses to first. One up, one down. Bichette up to the dish. Just 3 for 15 in a series. Rips that one to right. Eaton hauls it in, and there's 2 away.
He was all over that fastball right there. I tell you what, if he gets under it just by a fraction of an inch or a little bit more, that's way back.
2 outs, base is empty. Here's George Springer. Swing and a miss. 0-1. Saying, you know, Zack Greinke, a guy that even while he's been playing, he likes scouting amateur talent in person and watching guys on video. Well, in the 2012 year when he was with Milwaukee, he went into their draft room and there was video on the screen of a certain player, and he pointed at the screen Greinke did and said, that's the guy you should take with your first pick. He's the best player in the draft. And it turned out to be his future teammate, Corey Seager. And that one hammered. Olivares moving back for it. Still going back. Hauls it in on the warning track. Nothing doing for the Blue Jays. And now the Royals will get their first shot in a scoreless ball game. You're watching Blue. Back here at the ballpark. And on the mound today, Kevin Gausman. Singy, he's a guy that can rack up a lot of strikeouts.
Yeah, he battled through 7 innings last time out. He pitched well enough to get the win thanks to that offense. He'll look to turn in another quality start in this one.
And there's 1 away. And next up for the Royals, number 11. And the first pitch misses for ball 1.
Counts 1-0.
A swing and a miss, and that's strike 1. That's a strike. 1 and 2.
Just a really nice slider down and in there. He wants to get the hitter thinking fastball, speed him up, and just subtract some velocity and add a little movement.
Steps on first for the out. So up now for Kansas City, Vinny Pasquantino. That one's in there, 0-1. Good eye right there. That one the other way, and that's just foul. 1-2 now. Fouls it back with 2 strikes. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, and he's down on strikes. That's the 3rd out. Back here at Kauffman Stadium, new inning getting started. Matt Chapman up to the plate now. Sliced hard but foul. Greinke, a former Cy Young Award winner, he features a 4-seam fastball, a changeup, a curve, a slider, and occasionally uses a cutter. Swings and misses. Had him out front for strike 3.
Well, I'd say he pretty much had to offer at that one. You don't want to leave it in the umpire's hands. Even though it ended up outside the zone, it still was close enough to where it looked like it could drop down right on that corner and get the call. Last thing you want to do is get punched out by the umpire knowing you could have at least fouled the pitch off and kept the at-bat going.
And it's even up.
Ball, 1 strike.
And there's a ball. The wind of the pitch. That one ripped. Olivares reaching back towards the wall. Back some more. And it's off the wall. Into second with a double. And they've got something brewing now.
Seeing some good swings from him right now with consecutive extra base hits. That pitch came off the bat really well into center field, and he clearly put a nice swing on it. And anytime you can get one to drop in out there, you know you stung it pretty good, because it seems like center fielders these days, to a man, these guys can run down just about everything hit their way.
Up to the plate, it's Brandon Belt. And a big swing and a miss. Brandon Belt, who grew up in Texas, played his college ball at the University of Texas, and then went on to win World Series with the Giants in 2012 and 2014. They called him the captain for a couple of years.
Yeah, and I remember Bruce Bochy talking about Brandon Belt when he was just coming up to the big leagues and said he was a left-handed Buster Posey.
And the pitch is outside, ball 1.
He's gone off speed. He needs to elevate here with 2 strikes out of the zone.
And he hits a ground ball right side. Tosses to the pitcher covering the bag. Third out, and that ends the bottom half of inning number 2. And now it'll be the cleanup spot for the Royals. Salvador Perez. And that's through there for a strike. Comes up empty on the swing. 0-2 now. And now 1-2. Foul tip into the mitt, struck him out. Edward Olivares steps in for the Royals. And a foul ball. One down, base is empty. And that one ripped into right. This looks like extra bases. Around first, heading for 2. And he's in with a stand-up double.
Anytime you rip a line drive the other way, you feel really good about what you did at the plate. You trusted your hands, you let the ball travel, and you took the barrel straight to it. That's great work right there.
Strike 2. No score here in the second. Next pitch is downstairs. And another ball.
Great job of laying off those pitches down in the zone to even the count up at 2-2. Such a better feeling for the hitter.
Swing and a miss, struck him out. And the batter now, Michael Massey. First offering, misses the mark. Good eye right there.
2 balls, no strike.
And now 2-1.
1 strike.
Swing and a miss. Nice changeup. Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout. So one on to the third inning. Kevin Biggio up to the plate. Greinke back to work. And that one is lifted in the air. Olivares makes the grab, and a quick out, number 1. Here's Kiermaier now. In there, and it's 0-1. Top of the third, no score. And he's down 0-2 as he swings through it. And a pitch. To the right side. In plenty of time to first. 2 up, 2 down. Whit Merrifield up to the plate. There's a swing and a miss. Merrifield, 34-year-old vet, and he was a 9th-round draft pick. back in 2010. And a pop-up right side, foul territory. And it's out of play, a foul ball. The 0-2.
Ball.
Up the middle. On the run, sends it over to first. And that'll do it. Blue Jays. Welcome back. Set for the bottom of the third. Now the left fielder, Nick Pratto. That's in there. Strike one. Kevin Gausman hails from Colorado, but he played his college ball at LSU. He was the 4th overall pick in the 2012 draft. Made his debut at 22 years old in 2013, and he has gotten himself through a lot. And now Nate Eaton. And that's in there for strike one.
Yeah, and coming through the minor leagues, he was expected to be the #1 starter for the Baltimore Orioles and never quite lived up to that billing, but continued to fight ups and downs, persevered, and after 2 free agent deals, he finally became an all-star.
And down on strikes he goes, and there are 2 outs. Ground ball up the middle. Gathers and throws to first. Play made, that ends. Start of the 4th. Here's the shortstop at the plate. Bichette. And the pitch. And ball 1. Swing and a ball popped up. Nobody can get there, and it's a foul ball. Bichette, 2nd-round pick, 2016, and a kid who comes from a pretty good baseball family. His dad, Dante, played for California, Milwaukee, Colorado, Cincinnati, and Boston over 14 big league seasons, and Dante could swing it.
Yeah, and you just get the sense in watching Bo that this guy, all he wants to do is win. A gamer, goes hard, and wants to lead that ball club to a championship.
Springer swings through it for strike one. And a pop-up right side, foul territory, and that drops foul.
Well, here's a good opportunity in this inning to get on the scoreboard after that leadoff hit, and hardly order coming up right behind them. This is where they need to get going.
Ripped into center, base hit. Lead runner touches second, headed for third. Save!
Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. Other than ripping one into the gap or blasting one over the wall, there aren't a whole lot of hits that are more satisfying than a nice line drive into center field. So that definitely felt good.
Go ahead run on base. Now it's Matt Chapman. First pitch, and that's in for a strike. Swing and a ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. 1 run is in. Another scores. 2 runs in on the play, and they take a 2-run lead.
Picks himself up a couple of ribbies. Just kept it simple. Played pepper with the middle of the infield and took it back where it came from, and there's just no one there to knock it down.
And now it's Dalton Varsho. Doubled his first time up. Pitch misses. Ball 1.
Ball 1, no strike.
Swing and a miss.
1-1.
Chapman on at first. Nobody out. Off the mark there, and it's 2-2.
Recognize that changeup right out of the hand. Just spit on it.
Base hit center field. Lead runner makes the turn at second, and that's a double. And here's the catcher, Alejandro Kirk. Grounded out his first time up. Lays out. He's got it. Throw to first. And very nicely done for the out. That was an impressive diving stop. Singy, let's dive into the numbers. Statcast, the symbol.
Yeah, Boog, a really good effort just to get his glove to the ball. He found a way to do it and just produce a strong throw as well. So that right there is a great play all the way around. Just really smooth.
The pitch. That's hard hit on the line. And he makes the catch. Runner tags up for third. And he's up to third safely with 2 gone. Kevin Bichette with a chance to hit. First pitch doesn't find the zone. Bullpen action for the Royals. Chris Bubich getting loose out there. Out of line, out towards center. Olivares makes the grab, and that's the inning. And welcome back. John Chambi and Chris Singleton with you. And leading off the bottom of the 4th, number 57. In for a strike. It's 0-1.
Well, after putting up a nice inning on offense, got some runs across, this is where you look for the starter to go out there, have a shutdown inning. Don't give that other team any hope. You just hope that he can get through this inning, get the bats back up there while they're hot.
1-2 here. And that's down and away. Line to left. And there's a hit. Off to a good start with a leadoff nod.
Dominant performance for him today, Boo. Just 2 hits allowed so far. No runs across either. And he's had an answer for just about every hitter he's faced. So I don't think this hit is going to knock him off his stride too much. And
he deals. Swing and a miss as he chases that one darting out of the zone. On the ground, could be 2. Over to Merrifield. On to first, double play. And now it's Salvador Perez to the plate. He struck out swinging at his first at bat. Shot back to the mound, and he gloves it. Throws to first, and they get Perez for the out. And back here in Kansas City, here's Kevin Kiermaier. The right-hander back to work. And first offering is fouled off.
Well, these Jays doing a good job of simply getting the bat on the ball in this game, and the numbers back that up. One thing that really stands out to me is how they've only struck out 1 time. That's good discipline right there, and on top of it, they're producing more than a hit per inning.
He's in there.
Just a cookie down the middle. I mean, those are the ones you dream about. The ones in the cage, you're just hoping you get in the ball game. Right down the middle, not a whole lot of velocity, right on top of it.
And there's a foul ball. Runner at second, nobody out. He's trying for third. Pitching for a strike. Throw there. Safe.
When a guy's got that kind of lead at second base, somebody's got to call timeout. Pitcher's got to step off. The catcher's got to ask the ump for time or something. You can't let him get out that far. When you don't have a good thrower behind the plate, he's going to steal third almost standing up. That's a really good job of being aggressive by the base runner.
Kicks and deals. That one missing inside.
All those numbers mean this offense is really making the defense work by just putting the ball into play. Anything can happen at that point.
Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout.
Oh, that slider was way out of the zone, and for me it just comes down to not seeing the pitch out of the hand, not tracking it into the zone, and then also being a little bit anxious, not confident in your 2-strike approach. And so when a guy's in that position, you get him to commit early, and a lot of times you get the swing and miss as you did right there.
The 1-0. Center field. And Bichette is retired. Runner tags from third. Just ahead of the throw. He scores. And it's 4-0.
In that situation, you're looking to get something up in the zone that you can put in the air. Worst case scenario, a sacrifice fly to drive in that runner from third.
And the batter is George Springer.
He was the big part of the field last time. Nice liner to center.
Swing and a miss as he was late that time. Chris, one of the things that's really cool about George Springer's story is what he has overcome. As a kid, he had a lot of anxiety, and he had a stutter, and he's a guy now that speaks publicly. Well, we'll hold that thought as that's the third out, and we'll end the inning. Back here at the ballpark, ready to go for the last half of the inning. Now it's going to be Edward Olivares. Fastball for a strike, and that is strike one. To the right side, Bichette takes it to the bag. One up, one down. Now it's Franmil Reyes. Strike on the outside. Strike one. And a swing and a miss. Swings over the splitter for strike three.
Well, he's been racking up the strikeouts, and what's so impressive, not walking anyone. I mean, this guy's just going right after hitters, filling up the strikes.
That ends the inning, so we take a break. We're back, and they make a change to start the sixth. The new pitcher, Kris Bubic. He's making his second appearance of the season. The pitch. Chapman in the box here, lets that one go for a ball. There's a swing and a drive. And it's off the wall. Safe at second with a leadoff double.
Everything came together for him. He absolutely ripped that ball out front and almost got it out of here, man. Just a really strong, balanced swing, and a fraction of an inch different on the bat, and it is probably out of here.
In the air, right side. Eaton puts it away for the out, and there's one down.
The batter, the catcher.
And now the catcher comes up to him, Alejandro Kirk. In the air, right field. Eaton makes the grab. Runner tagging for third. The tag, and that's out number three, inning over.
Exciting play and a great throw to third for the double play, but man, there's just no reason to try to move up to third right there. Not great base running to end the inning.
Back here at Kauffman Stadium, here's the left fielder, Nick Pratto. That's in there, and it's 0-1. Pratto, 24 years old, a former first-round pick back in 2017.
It really looks like these hitters have been in between with their timing today. Good fastball, excellent slider, but they've not been able to commit to one velocity and stay there.
The 2-2. Swings through that, and it's a strikeout. So he's gotten deep into this game, and at least so far, not showing a ton of signs of fatigue. Eaton in the box now, no balls and a strike. He swings and fouls one off.
I always remember watching Johan Santana pitch, and when he was in his prime, you would see a lot of guys out in front, right-handers pulling that change up in the stands and then fouling the fastball the opposite field up into the stands.
Got him looking. That's a strikeout. Nicky Lopez up to the plate. There's a strike.
Just could not get in sync and even guess right. When you talk about guessing in the game, it's really anticipation and sort of going with what the highest probability pitch, velocity, location.
He dives, but he can't make the catch. And he's safe at first. So digging in, number 11. Fly ball to right. And George makes the grab. And that is that. Royals also. The pitch. That clips the corner. Activity in the Kansas City bullpen. Taylor Clark up and throwing. Oh, and 2 as he waves at that one. Next offering is fouled back.
He wanted that fastball high and tight, looking for a strikeout. Just didn't locate it very well.
The 0-2. Left field. Pratto hauls it in, and there's one away. Kevin Bichette next up for the Blue Jays. He's got the power, but great contact skills. One of the best contact hitters in the game. Late on that fastball.
0-1.
In the on-deck circle, you really want to use that opportunity to see some pitches and time up the fastball. Last thing you want to do is miss a good hittable fastball early in the count.
0-2 is the
Comes
count.
up empty on the swing. 0-2 now.
Real ugly 0-1 swing right there. As a pitcher, got to be hunting for that strikeout. Keep him off balance. Send him back to the dugout.
Struck him out swinging. The high heat too much on that one. So up next for Toronto, Kevin Kiermaier.
Pretty amazing, going way back. Possibly the best center fielder I've ever seen.
And that one handled. Whips it to first on the run. That's the third out. And welcome back. Set for the last half of the seventh. And here's the first baseman, Vinny Pasquantino. Kicks and fires. That's through there for a strike.
Well, he didn't like those first two pitches. Now in an 0-2 hole. He's going to have to battle.
Nope,
Hope he
that's
gets a
the ball.
mistake.
Next pitch
One ball,
just
2
misses.
strikes.
And the count 1-2. Got him. And he's down on strikes for the second time today. And next will be the cleanup hitter, Salvador Perez. That's in for a strike. And the slider catches the zone. Next
One ball,
offering
2
is
strikes.
in the dirt. The pitch. That misses the zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a ground ball out to short. Bichette whips it to first. 2 up, 2 down. 2 outs, base is empty. Here's the center fielder, Edward Olivares. In there for strike 1. Swing, and that ball smashed on a line. Can't get there. Base hit. And next is the designated hitter, Franmil Reyes. That's ripped. Base hit. So that's 2 straight 2-out hits. Throw stops the lead runner at second. 2 on and 2 out.
Back-to-back single.
Here comes the manager out of the. Tim Mesa takes over on the mound.
And he's had 3 days off since he pitched last, so expect him to be totally rested. I'm sure he's itching for this opportunity right now.
Massey up for the 3rd time here. Watches that one miss.
2-0.
Next offering misses. Ball 3.
These fans, they are ready to cheer about something.
There's a strike at the knees. 3 balls and a strike. Good plate appearance there. Able to take the walk.
Maybe a little loss of focus on the mound right there. Pretty much gifted him first base with a quick free pass.
Pratto in the box with 2 gone. And takes a look at a called strike. Base knock right field. To the plate. Save. It's 4-1. Way at the plate. Got him. And that is the inning. 2 men left stranded, but they do push across 1. We look ahead to inning number 8. It's the Blue Jays 4 and the Royals 1. Ready to begin the 8th. Here's the second baseman, Whit Merrifield. And a pitch. Fly ball down the line. And that's a foul ball. And now the lefty. And a swing and a miss.
Man, that was pretty gross right there.
Swing and a pop-up. Reaches for it, but it's foul. And the 0-2. That's to third. Leadoff man is out here in the 8th. And the batter will be the shortstop, Bichette. This one in the air, right field. And puts the squeeze on that. And there's 2 away. And it'll be George Springer to step to the plate. And the first pitch misses for ball 1.
No strike.
Swings and blasts one deep to left center. And that one is off the top of the wall. And that's a 2-out double.
Everything came together perfectly for him right there.
Nice line drive to the full side, met it out front, but just stayed through it nice enough and ripped it into the outfield.
Man at second here with 2 away. Now Matt Chapman at the plate.
Drove it off the wall last time, just missed out on a home run.
First pitch just misses. And that's downstairs and outside.
Well, no need to go right at this guy. First base is open. He can hurt you, so make him expand his zone. If he doesn't, give him a walk.
Foul ball. 2 outs and 1 in scoring position. This one popped up right side. Pasquantino puts it away, and the inning is over. Well, back now, new pitcher on the mound as we roll into the bottom of the 8th. Eric Swanson.
I can't imagine any save is an easy one. You're holding a small lead on the scoreboard, and you know those hitters are going to give you the best at bats they can. So it's always high stress. Let's see what he's got here to try and close it out.
And he handles it himself for the out.
Couple of pitches and a quick out.
Up the middle, Merrifield sends it to first, and a couple of quick outs. And to the plate for Kansas City, number 11. First pitch, and he just misses.
Well, it's critical right here that they bear down and turn in some quality at bats. Try to chip away at that lead, because if it gets to the 9th, that closer's coming in.
And that one is lifted in the air. Springer there makes the catch. That is the inning. Bubich back to work. In the air, left field. No trouble here. Puts it away for the out. And there's one down. Here's the Toronto catcher, Alejandro Kirk. And he swings and misses, and it's 0-1. Action in the pen down there. Taylor Clark preparing to come on if needed. Line drive. Pulls it down, and there's 2 gone.
Not fooled at all right there. He was clearly all over it, but sometimes you hit it too hard and right at someone. You're looking for one of those bloop hits to get a knock sometimes.
Bell, the next to hit, takes ball 1. And it's fouled away. The 1-1. Line drive, and that should be extra bases. Takes the turn. He's digging for second. And he'll pull in there with a stand-up double.
Really stayed true on that swing. It wasn't an easy pitch lefty on lefty. Pitch was a little down, a little bit away, but he committed to it. His shoulder stayed square to the plate and didn't try to pull off that ball at all, and that's why it jumped off the bat.
Biggio, the next to hit, takes outside. Next pitch is outside. Left-hand hitter waits. A bit behind with that swing. It's strike 1.
As a hitter, you got to learn something from that pitch. He clearly wasn't timed up on the fastball. In a 2-0 count, you have to be ready to do damage.
In the air, out towards left center. Pratto brings it in for the 3rd out. So a 2-out. Jordan Romano into the game. He has a great slider with tons of movement.
Your attention, please.
Pasquintina stands in now and watches strike one.
Number 68, Jordan.
On the ground right side, and it goes just foul. That one misses. 1-2 to count. And down on strikes. And the leadoff man retired here in the ninth. Now the catcher up to hit, Salvador Perez. That one's in there, 0-1. Romano, 29 years old, and he was selected for the All-Star game last year. And a swing and a miss, 2 down.
Well, it's kind of tough right here. Closer comes in and he strikes out the first 2 hitters. It's hard not to feel defeated and that this is going to go quickly, but you got to go up there, maybe trying to find a way to choke up on the bat, spread out, put the ball in play, and maybe you can extend this inning.
Here comes a pitch. That one clubbed out towards left center. That'll be extra bases. Around first and hustling for second. Pulls in with a double. Third hit for him today. Throw, and it gets away.
That's tremendous fight from him, and I know it's got the dugout fired up down there. Down to the last strike, and he comes up with a hit to keep the game alive. It ain't over yet.
There's a strike. Olivares on third with 2 out. Pitch misses inside. 2-1. Swings through that one. The 2-2.
Pressure mountain right here with the tying run and the on.
And a swing and a miss, and that is the ball game.
Oh, this is a nice sweep. Good way to finish this series. You're heading to another city for another one. Got to maintain the same focus. Whatever you were doing in this city, make sure you're doing the same thing in the next one. Eat the same thing, sleep the same way, get to the ballpark at the same time.
4-1 the final here today. And the road team picks up the win and picks up a sweep. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew, I'm John Shambi saying so long.